Hey, what's up, guys? Can we just get a quick mic check here? Let's see. Twitch. Mic check. Okay, we're good. Alright. We are going live. Alright, guys, let me just get all set up here. Okay, there you go. Bitcoin for you, right? I don't know if this is your guys' first major dump like this or not, but I know for some of you it's definitely not, but I know for some of you it probably definitely is. So, I guess let's just kind of look over this and kind of dissect how and why and what kind of happened here. And also kind of realize, I guess before we start, we definitely got to cover, what we just finished talking about in the Discord. And that's the simple fact that, like, you guys are trying to mix strategies, basically. Well, that's the only way to say it. You're attempting to follow the trades that I'm in, which are harmonic swing trades on significant time frames. Okay? And you're attempting to pair that with high leverage. And I mean, if you keep doing that, you're gonna keep having these same results, negative results. Okay, it'll work for a couple times, and that's simply because you're getting in on very, very good low risk, high reward entries. Okay, that's why it seems to be working out initially, but ultimately it's just one time too. It'll bite you, especially if you're over positioned. It's like I don't know, it's like having all these continuous draw ups, right? And then just one setback, and that's it, right? You give it all back, right? With just one setback. So you don't want things like that. You want to make sure that if you were to take a stop on a position or two, whatever, you might be in multiple positions at once, and say you get stopped out across the board on something that happened like today. Well, what should be the result of that is roughly a 1R loss on each of those positions. Okay, so what we're talking about here is, for example, you would have been in a long today, right? Because a stop, this is the only way that would hurt you, is if you were long. So in using this long tool, you can see right here, this sets up at a 1-to-1 trade. It's a coin flip, 50-50. But typically we're looking for something more like this, 2-to-1 or 3-to-1. Okay, so all I'm bringing this up for as an example is because we're looking at what's called R. Okay, and that's this 2.11 number. So watch how I adjust the target. See 1.5 R up here. This is more like 2R, right? So, and we usually want 3R. So that's basically our risk to reward ratio. Okay, so if in the event we take a stop, it doesn't mean 1%, it means we lose 1R against 3R, that we're willing to risk that 1R to gain those 3R. Okay, it's simply that. Okay, now depending on where this trade where this tool gets moved, the percentage adjusts differently depending on price action at that given moment. Okay, so all we're kind of worried about here is that that we would lose only 1R and that's it, okay? In this case, it would have been 5.5%. Okay, so next, okay, so that's your risk to reward, okay? Next is the position size, the amount of position, the amount of your trading stack you had in this one given position, okay? And that should be around, let's just say, even if you were being aggressive here, that should have been, like around 4%, 3%, even 4%, even 5, whatever. So what that means is if you had 5% of your stack in play, say you have 100,000 in your trading stack, okay, and you're risking 5% of that, okay, so that would be $5,000, okay. So of that $5,000, you lost 5.5% of that, basically, right? Does that make sense? So does that suck? Sure, you lost money. No matter what, you lost money. But the thing we're trying to do is limit the amount we lose, right? It's okay to get stopped out here and there, because as long as we're trading 3 to 1 like this, okay? If we're trading 3 to 1 like this, right? All we have to do is be profitable 33% of our trades in order to be profitable traders, as long as we're minding the rules. As soon as you stop following the rules, all of this strategy no longer applies to you. You're creating your own strategy outside of the circle of trust, okay? So in order to get back in here with us, you guys need to follow the rules, okay? We've created some rules. Granted, there are few, but there are some. And if you're not mindful of them, that's just how you get exiled from the circle of trust, right? So don't do that to yourself. And again, like I just said, to yourself. The only one that increased that leverage from 2x or 3x to 20x was yourself, right? Nowhere in our trade strategy does it say put the leverage at 20x. If it does, please show me so I can make sure and correct that for the rest of the group and make sure that nobody's reading that somewhere. Because you shouldn't have read that anywhere, nor should you have watched that in any of our previous videos, okay? Again, go back and find the previous videos and look in there where I told you guys to ape all in, full stack at 25x leverage, okay? Because I didn't, all right? What I said was, we're harmonic swing traders, okay? And I said low leverage. That's what I said. I said combining harmonic swing trading with high leverage is a recipe for disaster. In fact, were the words that I used no more than 48 hours ago. It might have even been 24 hours ago, okay? Now, did I say to short this? No. Did I get stopped out with you on Bitcoin? With some of you? I don't know. It seems like some of you didn't get stopped. Seems like some few things worse happened. I don't know. Been out all day, so I didn't have that much time to digest the chat yet. But, a lot of times you guys will find this behavior from me will be common, okay? If in the event that I'm stopped out on a trade, you're not going to immediately find me typically saying, jump right back in, okay? Typically, what you'll find more often than not is me taking some time to let the knife stop falling, B, let the asset stabilize, okay? Let the dust settle. And C, at the same time, I am mentally having to process what occurred, okay? And before I'm ready to enter back into said position on said asset, I typically need some time to just, digest everything, take a step back, right? View what happened, view what's happening. Breathe, breathe. Take a freaking breath, okay? Don't panic. You guys are panicking, freaking out. All I'm hearing when I'm reading some of these messages come through is just emotional chaos, okay? We're trying to be robotic here, okay? Like, I don't know. You cannot mix emotions with trading. They don't work, okay? They just don't. So if you're an emotional type of person or a very emotional trader, or just, I don't know, just a lot of things could swing your emotions. Or I mean, you're over positioned, which means you're trading either with money that you can't afford to lose, or you just have too much of your trading stack in one position at any given set moment. Which again, that's something right now you should be writing down everything. That's every time I'm saying something and it's stabbing you in the side and you're just like, oh man, that one cut. Write that shit down. And at the end of the stream, you're going to look back and you're going to have 3 or 4. Hopefully it's only 3 or 4. Hopefully it's only 1, maybe 2. Hopefully it's not 11. But hopefully you just wrote down 3 or 4 items. And those are going to be your focus over the next, that's what you're lacking. Okay. You're trying to identify and pinpoint these flaws in your game so you could correct them, right? It's like Jordan working in the gym during practice, right? During the game, they watch a film, they have the game, then they watch a film and they see where they messed up. And then they go to practice and they try to correct those mistakes, right? But first they need to identify those mistakes so then they know how to work on them, right? It's like Jordan saying, dang man, I'm not as good with my left hand, right? So he's identified an area he needs to work on, and he needs to spend the next, several days, weeks, months perfecting his left-handed dribble, whatever it is, okay? So for some of you guys, I could already tell, number 1, write it down, get your pen. Emotions. I need to get my emotions in check, okay? I need to mentally prepare for this. I'm not mentally prepared to take on this type of battle, this type of fight. If my emotions are getting the best of me, they're gonna win, not me, okay? And all that is internal, because I'm not reacting with those same type of emotions right now. So it's hard for me to help you when we don't have the same feelings happening at the same time. And on top of that, I've worked a long time to get to that point, okay? So I don't need to go all the way back to starting over to carry your over-leveraged, over-positioned emotions on my back either, okay? You're going to see as we go through these charts here, and it's going to ring home real hard to you. And you're going to like it or not, I don't really care. And we could go through this several times over the next 6 months, and you're going to find a pattern here, and you're going to see that, okay, this happens. It's not up only, it's not down only. There's, this goes both ways, and you need to be able to react to both ways, and you need to be properly, your trade has to just be managed properly in order to account for these type of things, okay? So emotions are number 1. Number 2, when you're getting into a trade, okay, obviously in order to get into a trade, you have to enter the position. But I'll tell you something right now. There's something that I do, okay? Say I'm going to enter this exact position right here. I'm not telling you to, I'm just saying, say that this is exactly what's going to happen. No. Say we're trying to fill a little lower, okay? I'm trying to fill right here, okay? So let me clear that just to make it even easier to see. Say I'm trying to fill at this yellow line, okay? We're trying to get a fill there. Well, I might have orders layered here, right? Well, if I have orders layered here to get a fill, but I'm worried and I don't want anything below a certain level, right? Yeah, we're lagging.